Welcome back to one of my favorite sports podcasts, Frizz and the Grizz, with your host Trudeau and my guy, Frizzy Frizz.
Hello and welcome back to Frizz and the Grizz. It's your boy Trudeau. Thank you for joining us live Tuesday, September 30th. You can catch us live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Check out that Twitch handle at @dfrizzy_frizz5. And if you're watching us live now and you want to get the full show tomorrow, it is available on podcast, Apple, Spotify, all those good places. Remember, hook your boys up, show some love, rate, subscribe, review. Good show for you today. We're all here. We are back, both me and D. We had a big football weekend, both in the college game and NFL, so we're going to recap some football for you. Very excited to be back with y'all today. I'm a little bit out of the loop, but D will fill me in. D, what it do?
What up? What up? What up? Happy Tuesday, huh? It's been a while since we've said that one. I know we keep like throwing random days and times that we're going to be live and not, but
That's
we
life.
full-time. Yeah, we full-time dads, full-time like employees at work, like shit happens. So we couldn't appreciate you guys anymore for being here, whether we're live on Tuesdays, live on Mondays. You listen to us the next day when it's, driving to work. We wish we had a little bit more of a maintained routine schedule, but like Trudeau said, life literally happens. One night we have to worry about the family. The next night we have to worry about ourselves. And then there's random vacations that we take. So we not getting paid for this, but we love when you guys show up and talk trash with us. So keep doing that.
Yeah, and typically we'll be here on Monday nights recording and podcast on Tuesday. Your boy had a vacation this past week, and I had a 10.5-hour drive on Monday back home.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I was not in the state of mind to talk anything Monday night.
So 10.5-hour drive sounds like you were down in like Maryland area, because I don't think you'd be going north.
Yeah, Maryland area. Yeah,
Look at that.
Closer to you, man, than you were to. The place I went to is closer to you than I was to it. Let's just put it that way.
Well, it's a 12-hour drive from here to like Taunton, maybe like 11. So like if you drove 10 hours, yeah.
Have you ever been to Ocean City, Maryland? Are you familiar?
Through, but not to it. No.
Okay, yeah, we were in Ocean City, Maryland for the weekend. Went to a music festival.
Nice.
It was dope, man. It was called Ocean's Calling.
You know what? Like I think at like maturing as we get older, I think I'm like somewhat more for long weekend vacations than week-long vacations. I guess it really depends where you go, but you're saying that you just went to Ocean View, Maryland this past weekend, Ocean City. 2 weeks ago, I told you we went out to Carolina Beach just for the weekend. It was a 3-hour drive, but like we drove to the beach, we went on the beach, we went swimming. Like we were at a hotel that was right on the, like literally walked outside motel. You walked outside and your feet were in the sand on the beach.
That's dope.
And we just drove home. And so it's like, it's kind of better than like a week-long vacation where you got to bring a whole bunch of shit. You got to go shopping. Like we just went out, we ate dinner, we had fun, and we came back home a couple days later. We both had Monday off, so I'm guessing you had Monday off yesterday?
And today. I need a recovery day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Get my shit back together. It was one of the craziest, like, dopest experience. So I love music. I go to a ton of music festivals. I've done them all over the place. This one is
vibing with nature.
Truly unique. So I used to be vibing in the woods. This legitimately, D, was on the beach.
Ooh.
Like the stages are built on the sand in the beach, and you watch the shows on the sand. Like literally the boundary of the festival, about 20 yards from the boundary is the water, the ocean.
That's dope.
Yeah, it was dope, man. It was such a fun time. And one of my favorite experiences of the weekend is do you know who Natasha Bedingfield is?
No idea.
You would know most of the artists on this lineup, like you probably don't know, but if you heard the song, you'd be like, oh, I know that.
Yeah.
She has a song. Let me play it real quick.
Okay. For you listeners.
Yeah, you would know this. I can only play a few minutes of this.
I probably have heard 100%.
Unwritten, you heard the song?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, there's a line in the verse. It's just like let the rain, feel the rain on your skin. And we were there on Saturday, and it was pouring. We were there in the rain, And when she just goes, "Feel the rain on your skin,"
And then
everyone's
everybody's
yes, like it made
feel the rain on your skin. No one else can
dog.
feel it for you. Yeah, I know that
Yes, like you don't know how that song hits when it's pouring rain at the concert. And everyone was miserable, and as soon as she says, "Feel the rain on your skin,"
Oh, it's
everyone's just
perfect.
10,000 people are just like, "I fucking love this right now. This is amazing." So,
That's awesome.
good time. And I shit you not, D. Like I told you, I was on the beach. I'm 2 days back from it, and I'm still getting sand out of my shoes.
Yeah. That is the worst. Like I had to vacuum out Al's car because we took hers, and it was just like there's just so much sand
So much fun.
everywhere. We just have a designated spot in the garage for just all the beach shit because I'm not cleaning off this. We're just gonna use it next year. It'll just have sand on it ready for it.
I do have a takeaway from the festival that relates to sports.
Ooh, okay.
So I'm a Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan. I have a new secondary team I love now. I'm an Eagles fan.
Oh, you're an Eagles fan now. Okay. Good
There
bandwagon jump on.
There were so many Eagles fans on Sunday wearing Eagles gears, and the thing about I like about Eagles fans is they're fucking insane.
Yes.
And when they walk by each other, they just scream, "Go Birds!"
Yeah.
So
Yes.
all of Sunday, I had a couple drinks in me. I'm just yelling at Eagles fans, "Go Birds!" And they're like, "Go Birds!"
Birds, yeah.
I'm just
That
like,
sounds about right.
I love this. The Eagles fans are awesome. Philadelphia, you guys have a bad rap for being crazy because you kind of are, but y'all are fun as shit.
Good stuff. That is pretty dope.
Also, they're pretty good, so I can be a bandwagon fan now.
Fair
All
enough.
right. So
Wanna
let's
talk
talk some
football?
NFL. What's that?
So you want to talk some football?
Yeah, let's talk some football. So this is gonna be a little bit of a weird segment, right? And by the way, last week, trooped it up by myself, D, incredibly difficult. 40
Not
minutes, 40 minutes talking to yourself in a void. And I think the worst thing is there's no feedback. So like you could feel like you're bombing a segment and you're like, I have no idea if I'm bombing.
Nope. You gotta keep talking. That's all you gotta do. Just keep talking, roll with the punches.
So it's gonna be a little bit opposite this week because again, I was gone all weekend. I didn't watch any football. I'm gonna front end. D's gonna help me catch up and you guys in the audience catch up. So I wanted to ask you what the fuck went on in NFL this weekend.
So
I had specific things I want to ask you.
Okay.
The first thing is I saw the Ravens Chiefs game score. Did you watch that game? And then if so, can you answer this question to me? Are the Chiefs back now? Because 31 points. It seems like they're back on track.
37.
37.
So I would say this is a mixture. I broke down the games this weekend into 3 sections. I broke them down as great games to watch, controlled wins just because they did, and then disappointments. I actually put this game in the disappointments bracket because this is not how the Baltimore Ravens should look. Fresh off of as good as Lamar Jackson was last year, they brought back pretty much the exact same team, and they are currently 1-3. To answer your question, are the Chiefs back? I don't think they ever really left. I think this was just showing that when they get healthy, they are just as good as they have been the past couple of years. Travis Kelce was catching passes and making plays. Xavier Worthy was unreal with just catch after catch in pivotal situations. And then, oh, wait a minute. We forgot that they had Hollywood Brown and Juju Smith-Schuster on their team until they caught touchdown passes this weekend. So Pat did what Pat does, throws for 274 touchdowns and no turnovers. And the Ravens played like they played unenthusiastic road football, where usually your run game travels. It did not. Derrick Henry, it looks like a shell of himself. Lamar Jackson was checked down, Charlie the whole game, and then he ended up getting hurt in like the third or fourth quarter. So I would say I don't think that the Chiefs were never really in a spot where you say they're back. I think they're just getting healthier.
Well, I wasn't questioning if they were back this week, right? My question was more like your level of belief in this team after seeing them play the Ravens, because there was a lot of doom and gloom after 2 weeks. And then they had, albeit a 10-point plus win against the Giants, still the Giants, right? That doesn't inspire much confidence. For me, with the Chiefs, like I gave them a a task last week when you were off, right? I said, listen, you get Xavier Worthy potentially back this week, which he came back and was impact. You get Rashid Rice back in week 7. Can you go 2-1 over the next 3 weeks to be 500 when you get Rashid Rice back? I didn't think they'd beat the Ravens. I thought that'd be a tough one. If they can win next week, and I think they have an easier opponent, I have to double check who they're playing.
Jags this week.
Jags are spicy.
They look good. Yeah.
But like, if you could get one against the Jags or one against the Lions, you're getting back to full strength, and you're 500. You're right in striking distance.
Yes. So they are in a spot where, and this is where, unfortunately, being as good as you are, I actually thought about this over this weekend because of these games. When you are a really good team, the schedulers want to put you in nationally seen games, which means you're going to be playing harder opponents, right? Like, this schedule that the Chiefs have to start the season is brutal. Like, they started off with the Chargers, divisional game in Brazil or wherever it was, Sao Paulo. Like, that's not an easy game. It's not a home game. You know what I'm saying? You're traveling. Then you got the Eagles
are spicy this year too.
Yeah, they're not. I mean, well, we'll talk about them too at some point. But like, and then you got the Eagles, the reigning champs that just blew you out 6 months ago, bringing back their exact same team. And then you kind of have a little bit of a break when you play the Giants, although they look a little different now with Jackson Dart. But then you got the Ravens, and then when you have a little bit of a chance to recoup with the Jags, you got the Lions after that. Like, their schedule is brutal. So if they can go 3-3, 3-4, 4-3, whatever it is post this Lions game, they're fine. They got the Bills, and then after the Bills, it's just division opponents and teams that are not that great right now. So the first 6-7 games, if they can escape at 500 or 4-3, good for them. They don't have to go into the playoffs with 2 losses because they got 15 out there. You just don't want to have to deal with them in the playoffs.
Yeah, and on the flip side, you could say the same thing for the Ravens, right? When you finish first in your division, you play the first place schedule, which means you play every other division first place team plus your own division, and then you play an additional division, all the teams. The Ravens started with Bills, Browns, which is divisional, Lions, and Chiefs. Like, that is a really tough start, which you can see how they got to 1-3. Under normal circumstances, right, we've seen the Ravens start poorly. I think last year, it might have been last year, they started 0-2 start the season, and they rattled off a shit ton of wins after that. But now with Lamar's hamstring injury, like, it's looking bleak for the Ravens. And I think this week they're a home dog right now, betting wise. They're a 1.5 point underdog at home against a 1-3 Texans team. Like, that's bleak.
Well, when your backup quarterback looks,
who is your backup?
Who came in? It was Cooper Rush. Rush came in.
He's supposed to be. I mean, he was okay backing up Dak for a while, but yeah, you're shaking your head. You were right about Brown, so I'm going to give you this.
Yes, I'm trying to tell you guys the difference between what your offense looks like with your starter and what it looks like with your backup. It is not even remotely close. The Cowboys just happen to have Cooper Rush and Dak Prescott, who might have been a little bit closer together from where they were at that point in time that Dak got hurt. And then what happened when Cooper played like 4 games? They're like, oh, wait a minute. Like, there's a big difference between Cooper Rush and Dak Prescott. So the Browning thing, it's like, yeah, you got those tools, but like, he may not be able to make those reads that Joe Burrow does. And same thing with Cooper Rush. That's the reason why they're the home underdog, is because of the quarterback. Everything else is the same. The offensive weapons have not changed. The defensive playmakers have not changed. They actually added more depth to their defense, but their defense is still it's like one of the worst defenses in the league, right alongside with the Cowboys. So you got a team like, the Houston Texans, who just won one of their controlled wins. Yeah, they just beat the Texans, the Titans 26-0. Like, CJ Stroud just needed a little bit of momentum, and they now have a running game. So I could 100% agree with the reason why they're the underdog going into this.
Yeah, it's tough because a lot of times if you're, like, say, you're Cooper Rush with the Cowboys a couple years ago and you step in for Dak, you have studs around you, right? You had CeeDee Lamb. You have an excellent offensive line. You had some weapons to get the ball to. The thing that makes the Ravens special is, like, as far as their pieces offensively, no one's truly special. Like Zay Flowers is probably their best wide receiver, and I wouldn't describe him as a special guy.
Yep.
Like he's probably a number 2 in most offenses, right? Um, so yeah, like Lamar elevates everyone around him in that Ravens team, and now Cooper Rush is stepping into a situation where there's no one else to elevate. Like the guy who he's stepping in for was the elevator.
You're not running read option with Cooper Rush.
No.
When it comes to Derrick Henry.
And the thing with Derrick Henry is you mentioned Derrick Henry being a shell of himself. Like I heard a lot of criticism today of Jim Harbaugh basically saying, well, why aren't you giving Derrick Henry the ball more? In the prior game. The thing with Derrick is like he's an awesome running back, but he's not a pass catching back. And he got so much workload last year because number one, he was a year younger, but also like they were up in a lot of games, so they could pound the ball. Justice Hill is that pass catching back. So like when they fall behind 2 scores and they have to try to dig out of a hole, they're not going to just keep pounding the ball with Derrick Henry. I get it. Like you want to be consistent to your game plan, but at a certain time you have to pivot and adjust. And the adjustment is more justice, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, you hit the nail on the head with that, unfortunately. And this is coming from a Derrick Henry fantasy owner. Like, if we're going to talk about the way that a game is supposed to go, if you look at just this game against the Chiefs, they were down 20-3 at one point. You're as much as you want that 70-yard run from Derrick Henry, they're expecting if he's in the game to just load up the box because he's not going out for a catch. You don't have to worry about his actual threat. You can't get rid of that. Oh, you got rid of that comment. Nice. But he's not the guy that you think if he's out on the field that they're just passing. He might be in for pass protection, but that's just one less guy going out into a route. So it's early. I'm not ready to pack the bags in on the Ravens, but this Lamar injury definitely changes that team and their dynamic going forward.
Another question I had was Jackson Dart.
Oh, I love this one.
Are we seeing, like, did he show enough to make you believe that maybe he could be the guy to not turn the Giants around as far as like make the playoffs or be anything this year, but could he actually be a franchise quarterback? Because I mean, the Chargers have been an excellent team up to this point. I don't know what happened in that game. Maybe you can fill me in, but just kind of looking at the stat line and hearing some of the talk around Jackson Dart, like throwing the ball was meh, but like his ability to run the ball, 10 carries, 50 something yards and a touchdown, absolute game changer.
I will believe in Jackson Dart if I can see this type of play for 3 games. Meaning the first game, just like when the guy that probably shouldn't be starting is starting, and then he gets hurt, backup comes in. What do you see from the team? They rally. Oh, this is the guy in practice that we love. Like, we want to ball out for this guy. The reason why the Jags looked bad, because that's exactly what happened. That D-line, we know is scary for the Giants. They just drafted sorry, I didn't identify what I was talking about. They just drafted who's the kid from Penn State?
Who? On the Giants?
The Giants drafted the kid from Penn State. I can't remember what his name is, but he's a linebacker.
You are always you're
terrible with these things. What I mean, but don't worry about him. But they also have Brian Burns. Brian Burns is a lineman / linebacker that caused problems all day for my goodness, for
Justin Herbert.
Herbert was struggling. The ground game was good. We saw Quentin Johnston have a decent game, but the line that was causing issues for Herbert caused him to throw bad passes, and that's the reason why the Giants got ahead. For Dart, he looked great in spots, and he looked in spots. Do I think they have their guy? Yes. I think this is somebody that you hitch your wagons to for the next 3 years, and you try to develop him. Did he save the job of Brian Daboll? Who knows, right? Like, I don't know that quite yet, but the reason why I give it the 3-game stamp is because the first one is going to be a motivating game. The second game is going to be when everybody has tape on you, and the third one is going to determine if this was the right decision. So this one was supposed to happen. It was supposed to be a game where they're at home. The crowd was in it because the rookie was in. We're seeing what we got. They're excited. Now, next week, I don't know who they got next week, but next week is we got some film on.
They got the Aints.
Okay, they got us. We got some film on him. I mean, maybe they go 2-0 because the Saints are bad, right? But they have film on how he plays. So he's going to have to make adjustments in game. Kellen Moore is still a head coach in the NFL, so he has a way of scheming against the way that Jackson Dart plays. That third game is going to determine if this was the right decision.
Okay. I'm following you on that logic. I think the big takeaway, not so much the motivation. I guess there's some motivation getting the new quarterback in there, but the tape is the big distinguishing factor. Like they're gonna find the weaknesses in his game and exploit them. So I'm with you on that one. On the Chargers side of things, they were down an offensive tackle.
Joe Alt got hurt.
I was gonna say they lose Joe Alt in this game, so now they're down 2 tackles in this game against an excellent defensive line. If I knew Joe Alt was going to be out, this result is a little bit more predictable. All things considered, 3-1. Like I don't know what the severity of Joe Alt's injury is. That's a huge blow, and the Chiefs must be licking their lips because they're clawing their way back into this thing. Although the Broncos are also picking it up a little bit as of late. I also really love Scadaboo for the Giants. It's funny because like maybe it's just he doesn't have like the great measurables as far as combine numbers concerned. I'm just saying it because he's a white guy, so I'm assuming he's not super fast. It's a fair ask. But like we watched him at Arizona State, and that guy was a monster, and he's just a bruiser in the NFL the same way he was in college, and sneakily a really good pass catcher. So like he's a pretty complete package outside being a top tier athlete. Like I really like what the Giants are kind of starting to build here.
Short. I only say this because of his play style. Most likely a shorter career because he's a physical, smaller guy. But get the 4 years out of him as best as you can. He's like what Danny Woodhead came out of nowhere and was like, huh?
I got a better comp for you. Do you remember the 2 years of Peyton Hillis when he was on the cover of Madden?
Oh, Peyton Hillis, but yeah, I get you on that one. I'm just saying he's a more stout like back. And when Danny Woodhead came out of nowhere when he was with the Chargers, and then he had a couple of seasons with the Patriots too, he was able to do those things where like normally you don't want to deal with the guy that wants to run you over. Like a lot of these backs will do stiff arms and jukes. We saw Saquon jump over somebody backwards doing a 180. No, Cam Scadaboo wants to run you the fuck over. Like he's lowering his helmet, not his shoulder. He's lowering his helmet to get that extra yard, even if it's 2nd and 9. Like he doesn't care if it's only a 2-yard carry. He's trying to hurt you. So like that play style it typically leads to a shorter career. But like I said, run that train through the brakes as much as you possibly can because he's a motivating like player. He's a guy that if it is 3rd and 4 and he runs you over and he gets the first down, the crowd feels it, the team feels it, the offensive line is like, yay, give it back to him. And that's how you get momentum on your team. So, yeah, I think the bigger blow out of all this for the Giants, and it sucks that we have to talk about it because I don't think we can go on without it, is Malik Neighbors.
That's tough, man.
They look this good against a good team, and then you lose your number 1 receiver. So it's like, how can we judge Dart right now? He doesn't have a number 1. We'll see how Slayton steps up. Wan'Dale Robinson.
Wan'Dale gets receptions like he's a target, but yeah, it's gonna be pretty tough sledding. It's a really bad year for top tier receivers.
Not even just receivers. It's a bad year for injury.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking receivers because like we just see Tyreek Hill go down with one of the most gruesome injuries I've ever seen in football. And then you see non-injuries, right? Jamar Chase, Jettas, like because of their quarterback situation, they were just MIA. Like it's a really off year for these guys. We put it like the top of the pedestal. And I love how we tried to find a comp for Cam Scadaboo when all we could do was throw out white running backs.
Oh, another white guy. You can say Darren Sproles. But Darren Sproles was shifty.
Darren Sproles was an animal, like as far as his acceleration.
Mm-hmm.
I had another one. So like after week 2, my dumb ass is on this podcast trying to crown the Packers. I think
let's talk Pack, baby.
I think that an important part of having a microphone, and just in life in general, is like when you are wrong, you have to be accountable for what you've said. And I was like, dude, the Packers, they're a wagon. This might be this year's Eagles as far as how deep this roster is. They just shit on themselves against the Browns. Which, by the way, the Browns, I don't know if we're going to talk about the Browns at all today, but that defense is really good. Like, let's just put it that way. Let's just put that out there.
Beat
But
the
then
shit out of everybody.
they tied the Cowboys, who, like, I don't know how to feel about the Cowboys after 4 weeks, to be honest with you. But 40-40, so they're 2-1-1. How should I feel about the Packers at this point?
Of the 3 tiers that I put these games in,
Yeah, what'd you put this one in?
disappointments.
Really? I
Because
thought you put this one as much watch TV because it
no,
was awesome.
it was a great game, but what was the result? A tie for a team that 2 weeks ago you said was one of the better teams in the NFL.
I was putting them as the best team in the NFL.
And I wish I had the recap. Like if we had a team, like a producing team, not you, but like somebody that could pull up old videos, I would say play the clip, and it would be September 13th, whatever day it was. Frizz saying, pump your brakes on the Packers. Please wait on this until we find out exactly how good they are. And then we fast forward 2 weeks later, we're like, yes, this is the exact reason why I said I'm not ready to dethrone the Eagles until we see exactly what, becomes of Jordan Love. And unfortunately, that's what's happened. The last 2 weeks, he hasn't played his best ball. Like, I understand he threw for 330 and 3 touchdowns, but he wasn't able to complete the pass when it was needed for his team to get a win. And that's what he's judged on. This Packers team is not in a spot where we judge them on having 13 wins. It's going to be judged on when they get to the playoffs, can they perform and get the win? And in a situation where the momentum is all in your favor, bringing back Micah Parsons into Dallas in overtime, you have the chance to put the game away, and you can't. You get a field goal out of it. So the jury's out for me on the Packers. Like, yeah, they'll get 10, 11, 12 wins, but they're disappointing right now. They have one of the best rosters in the NFL, and right now they don't have anything to show for it besides 2 wins, a loss, and a tie.
I mean, that's a winning record. You gotta give them that. But I understand, like, from where we were after 2 weeks and where we are now. I'm with you on
So full 180, yeah.
The good news for them is their upcoming 4 games: Bengals, Cardinals, Steelers, Panthers. That could be 4 easy. That could be 4 wins right there.
It should be, but the reason why it may not be is because of what happened in Dallas. Dallas has one of the worst defenses in the NFL.
And they put up 40 against the Cowboys.
But the Packers also are supposed to have one of the best defenses in the NFL, and they gave up 40. So that means any team can get hot on these guys. I'm not saying that they can't get these wins. They should. They're the better team. I'm just saying, like, you could have a team like the Cardinals who played extremely well in Seattle clip you because they have a good offense.
And we didn't even mention that's a Cowboys team without CeeDee Lamb to put up 40.
Without their main guy, and who's Javonte Williams as their running back. Like,
that's crazy, his story this year.
I'm proud for what he's doing. He looks good. ACL injuries are no joke, and he looks good. He doesn't look like he's back in North Carolina, but he looks like a feature back.
How should we feel about the Cowboys at this point?
Mixed. No. If we could play who we thought we were, that's who they are right now.
Just putting up points and not much to show for it.
Said it. I said they're going to have an offensive explosion every single game, but they're most likely going to lose just as many as they win. They're not a playoff team. They're not a Super Bowl team.
The only thing with the Cowboys that I do want to just analyze a little bit closer, I don't know what happened with the Cowboys-Bears game when they put up only 14 points against the Bears, who I thought had a bad defense. But outside of that game, right, every other game has been very, very tight. They could have beat the Eagles. They did beat the Giants. Like, this could be a team that is 2-1-1 right now. I don't know what the Bears game, but like, they played everyone close. It's not like they're just getting their ass beat in these games.
No. I don't think that they're going to not be competitive. I just think that they're going to lose games that they don't have a major lead on because that defense is so bad that they're going to be playing catch up in either so many games or playing right alongside teams that you get these 35 to 30 games, 40 to 40, 24 to 20. Like, Giants Cowboys game was 40 to 37. And this was a Russell Wilson led Giants who looked like he was Seattle Seahawks throwing to old receivers. I don't even remember who they had back in the day. Doug Baldwin Like that's what Russ looked like that day. And then a week later he got benched.
I have another question for you.
Sure.
I don't know if I believe in this saying, but I'm going to say it anyways. The Colts, was that a good loss? Because they were 3-0. We thought they were pretty legit, but it's still the Colts, so I didn't know how to feel about them fully. Like I wasn't fully drinking the Kool-Aid on the Colts after 3 games. They play the Rams, who I think we both think are one of the better teams in the league. They, with 8 minutes to go in the game, 9 minutes to go, had a 7-point lead on the road against the Rams.
Mhm.
Like, I know you don't want to get a loss, but to me, that almost makes me feel better about the Colts, the fact that they fought tooth and nail with the Rams throughout that game, and in the fourth quarter had a touchdown lead. Like, it makes me feel more solid in my opinion of the Colts. Is like, oh no, this team is actually pretty legit and they can fight with the big dogs.
There's no such thing as moral victories in the NFL. You are what your record says.
That's fair.
I would look at this as all the talk about Danny Dimes looks phenomenal, and Danny, what we call him, Indiana Jones, like he looks phenomenal. I think this just brings him back down to earth to be like, hey, let's tone it down. I know you gunslinger now because you got a little bit better of an offense around you. Yeah, you got 2 interceptions, but that's not because it was just like bad throw. Like this defense is really good, and you have to take risks against a team like the Rams because their offense can put up points. So it's not like he can play conservative against Matt Stafford, right? He might be able to do that against Cam Ward and the Titans. You know what I'm saying? Can't really do that against the Rams because they're going to come after you. Like Jared Verse, I think Jared is one of the craziest D-line linebackers in the league. Motherfucker wears number 0. No, number 8 as a lineman. You got to be special. You're a single-digit lineman. Like, just think about that. But like they cause problems, and because of that, I think he reverted back to Daniel Dimes. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's take a little bit too much of a risk, and it turned into turnovers. So the win for the Rams solidified that, yes, they are one of the league's best teams. The loss for the Colts showed that, look, you can play within your means, continue to hand the ball off to Jonathan Taylor. If Adonai Mitchell doesn't make Adonai Mitchell doesn't make that stupid fumble, who knows what happens? But it happened, right? And you have to respond post something like that happening for your team. So the Colts still look good. I'm not like writing them off. I think they could potentially – they may be able to win that division, right?
It's well, them. The Jags now.
Yeah, but we can talk about the Jags at some point. But
we'll talk about Jags.
They look good. Okay, I think the Colts have a chance of winning that division. And the reason why I can't say I believe in the Jags because I don't think they have an identity.
Defense is our identity. Let's transition to the Jags because the Jags. It's weird because they're 3-1, but the vibes, like you did a vibe check on the Jags, it's not 3-1. Like the offense seems disjointed. Trevor Lawrence has been body language. I don't want to be the body language guy, but like he just doesn't seem to be in sync with his head coach. Brian Thomas Jr. doesn't seem to be super thrilled with what's going on. They're not utilizing Travis Hunter really well offensively. Like the offense doesn't seem like it makes sense. But they're still 3-1. It's mostly because that defense is actually fantastic.
Defense is great in the run game. Surprisingly, with Travis Etienne, he looks good.
And by the way, Tootin, I told you about Tootin.
You did. I mean, he's not.
And I don't know if it's Tutton or Tootin, but
he's averaging 4 yards a carry with 20 carries. So like, let's make sure that we're not like making it seem like he's a
just wait. He's
pro.
Going to take that backfield over at some point.
Why would he right now? How could he? Travis Etienne is averaging 6 yards a carry on 394 yards. Like he's the bell cow that they expected him to be coming out of Clemson. It's just his running mate, being Trevor Lawrence, is throwing 58% and has 5 touchdowns, 4 picks. I haven't even accounted for his fumbles. So like that, like you said, the offense, when I pull up the tape for a Jags game, it's like, what the hell is going on? There's like a hierarchy. And I know you kind of like hinted at it with like the head coach and Trevor Lawrence, like that whole waving off thing, like on national television, you can't be doing stuff like that, like undermining if you're Lamar Jackson, that's one thing. If you're Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Pat Mahomes. That's one thing when you are a high caliber player waving off your coach. When your name is Trevor Lawrence, who was supposed to be as good as Peyton Manning, and you've been bottom 15 your entire career, miss me with, hey, the coach wants to make a decision. You're like, nah, fuck out of here. Like, it wasn't a no, let's stay. It was, I don't care what you like it wasn't like I don't care. And for those that aren't watching and just what I agree with Trudeau, he flipped him off. Like, that's essentially what he did to his coach. That's going to create internal issues when your guy that's supposed to be the leader of the team is like, I don't give a damn what you think. And now it's causing problems with, we don't want to call receivers divas, but like Brian Thomas Jr. was one of the best receivers in football last year. They brought in another piece to help him in Travis Hunter, and they don't know what the hell to do with him. Like, I don't think they have a play that they could go to for Travis Hunter other than run a hitch, and when we get you the ball, try to figure out something after it. Because that's all they do for him. And he's the number 3 pick in the draft. Was he 3 or 2?
Who are you asking about?
Travis Hunter, was he number 3 or number 2? 2. Number 2 draft pick in the league. You want to know what Andre Johnson was doing when he was the number 2 pick? They were force feeding that motherfucker because he's one of the best receivers in the history of the game.
Yeah, but is Travis Hunter a receiver? Is he a DB? I don't even know what.
You need to find a position, and like, I get it. I said this.
It's cool.
It's a cool thing to have. Have him be a shutdown corner because he's a better corner than a receiver, or keep him on offense so that he gets comfortable. He'll go up and get it. He had a catch this weekend that you were like, yup, that's why. That's why he's there. He goes and attacks the ball, but he does that on defense, and he's not afraid to tackle. So they got him running third string slot corner and slot wide receiver, backing up everybody instead of being a star as your number 2 player that you drafted. They got to figure that shit out. And that's what's holding, not that, but not having specific decisions on offense is what's hurting this team.
Yeah, and on the flip side, just with the 49ers, like, it's the same story, man. It's a tale as old as time with the Niners, and it's just, I don't know where you threw your hands up. I don't know where you're going with it, but just for me, man, like, this team cannot stay healthy. Like, I don't know if they built that stadium on some sort of Native American burial ground, if they've got some sort of like voodoo curse on them or something like that, but like, Ricky Pearsall's hurt now, Juwan Jennings is hurt. Ayuk's still out with the ACL injury. Kittle's out. They got Purdy back, but he doesn't seem to be feeling great. So they might get Mac Jones back again next week on a short week on Thursday. Like, this 49ers team, they're 3-1, but they just can't seem to stay healthy. And it's been their downfall the past several years. I don't understand what's going on here. I
hate the 49ers and their health. Like, it like genuinely pisses me off. Bosa got hurt too, didn't he?
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention Bosa. He's done for the year.
Like, it's insane how, and this is what the NFL is like, right? You have a short window and you have to maximize that window.
But just really quick, the crazy thing is, like, the injuries. Like, I'll give this to you, D. Right? There's certain players who just, like, you can check them off for 4 games a year miss. They're going to miss games. The guys getting hurt for the 49ers right now aren't guys that are always hurt. Right, like, I get it. Ricky Pearsall got shot and missed games. Like, that doesn't. You don't.
I'm not making that joke anymore. Like,
that was a fucked up joke when you did that the first time.
How is that? It's what happened.
I'm
not saying that he's going out there and like drive by shooting, but the man got shot and he had to miss football.
I know. All right. But my point. I'm sorry. My point being, like, it's not like dudes we can just count out for games we miss. The guy that's always hurt is actually playing awesome.
Yeah, and he can't be utilized enough because everybody else around him is getting hurt. So, like, you gotta, like, Christian McCaffrey has played pretty good this year, and I said, I was like,
he's been great.
I'm gonna stay away from him, but he's 50 yards receiving, 50 yards running with a couple of touchdowns. Like,
awesome.
That's what you need from a Christian McCaffrey. He's not a 150-yard rusher.
It just dawned on me that they have all these injuries, and we haven't had our yearly McCaffrey injury yet either. Like, that's going to happen at some point too.
At some point, he's going to be out. It's just part of it. But like I said, that 49ers team pisses me off with their injuries because they're not like, I'm hurt and I can go out there and play. It's no, they're injured and they're gone for like 4 weeks. and it just continuously happens. So the 3-1 record, sure, it's cool to have. There's nothing that I can trust about this team, especially with Brock Purdy. He didn't have a foot issue. It was a shoulder, right?
It's a foot. It was like a toe.
It was a foot. Okay, he might, turf toe. Which, when somebody explains to me what turf toe is, yuck. Like, I don't ever want that shit to happen. You know what it is?
Yeah, I think you basically destroy the ligament in the toe.
So if this is your foot and this is your big toe, there's a ligament that goes from here all the way to your calf. Let's say this is my calf. You rip that ligament. So when you push off, because the last thing that you push off of is your big toe, it shoots a pain all the way through your leg because you rip the ligament that connects your big toe to your calf. So when people think turf toe, they think it's a joke, and it's like, no, that's just as bad as an ACL injury.
They need to come up with a new name for turf toe
because
it sounds like a stub toe.
Yeah.
But you're basically saying it's like a toe ACL.
Essentially. Somebody, I can't remember who it was, but they put their foot on my microphone. They put their foot on the table, like, hey, there is a ligament that is connected from where your big toe is to your calf. So it's like, you get a turf toe, you get a chance for a calf strain, Achilles tear, ACL tear. It's like, okay, that's pretty goddamn serious. It's not just I stubbed my toe and it feels funny. No, like you can't explode off of that foot without a ripping pain going through your entire body.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
The NFC West, all of these teams have a winning record or a 500 record. Let me finish this point. Niners, Seahawks, Rams 3-1, and the Cardinals are 500. Is there a more fraudy division than the NFC West? Because I don't trust the Niners at all because of health. I don't trust the Seahawks. They've played some bad teams. I can't trust Kyler Murray. The only team that I can look at and be like, oh, yeah, that team's going to win the division is the Rams.
Fraud is because of the records, yes. Because the most questions that they have – no, you said fraud. But the most questionable division is the NFC West. Because the only team that I could look at and be like, yeah, I trust that they'll continue this, it's the Rams. Everybody else is, well, I guess they just got hot the first quarter of the season, but we'll see them cool off eventually.
And I want to ask about one more division because this is going to segue into the next question I had, and we'll get to the gambling picks after that. Who the fuck's going to win the AFC North?
I don't know.
The Steelers are 3-1. I don't trust them because their quarterback is Aaron Rodgers. The Bengals are 2-2. We'll talk about the Bengals in a second. The Ravens 1-3 now without Lamar. That felt like the safest lock is like Ravens win the NFC North and the Browns. Someone has to win that division. Like I would love to say the Ravens because like we love Lamar and that team's been excellent. But like at this point, I don't know. Like someone's got to win it. Who's winning it? T?
I mean, we've been saying for years that the Steelers are a quarterback away from being
They're still a quarterback away.
I mean, I don't know if you watched, but Aaron looked good. He one throw went for 70, so let's take that into account. But he's not. What is one of the biggest pluses or positives about Aaron Rodgers is his touchdowns to interceptions ratio. The Steelers play just don't lose us the game football. Running game should be good. Throw it here and there. Let our defense take over. And that's kind of how they're playing. So, like, Aaron Rodgers doesn't have to go. Carson Wentz went for 350 and 2 touchdowns and still lost because the Steelers defense kept him in it. You know what I'm saying? With Aaron Rodgers only throwing 1 touchdown, and out of the 200 yards that he had, literally 70 of it came from Metcalf catching a 5-yard slant and taking it 70 yards. So, like, it wasn't like he was throwing the ball all over the place. He just didn't turn the ball over. And I think that's why you would look at this team and go, if he plays consistent 40-year-old football and gets the ball out when he can, and he gives me 25 touchdowns, 5 turnovers, yeah, the Steelers could win this division. I don't see why they wouldn't be able to because they have the pieces that are needed for that. And things are just up in the air with the Ravens. I don't trust the Bengals right now without Burrow. And as long as Stefanski knows that he's going to get fired if he makes a decision, he's not going to make that decision. So the Browns aren't going to change quarterbacks.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest head scratchers of the weekend for me is the Steelers beating the Vikings. Because here's the thing with Aaron Rodgers. The book's out on him, right? Like, if you pressure him.
That's all you got to do.
For him, he's not going to do anything dumb. He's going to, like, basically throw it away and just like, don't hit me, please. Oh God, no. And the Vikings have one of the most aggressive defenses in the league, who pressures a shit
Who's
ton.
the coordinator? Isn't it Brian Flores?
Yeah, but you telling me that he had a 5-yard hitch to
80-yard touchdown. It wasn't even 70. It was 80.
Yeah, so he had an 80-yard touchdown to Metcalf. He had 200 total yards passing, meaning that without the 80-yard touchdowns, he had 120 yards passing.
Yep.
Like that's what he's just going to quickly get rid of the ball so he doesn't get hit. And
Yes.
like I get it. Like maybe they can find a way to win the division if solely because everyone else is bad. They're going to catch a lot of L's along the way, right? But like this style of football is a first round exit when you play an actual good team.
We didn't say contender. You said win the division.
Hey, that's fine.
All right, well, let's not jump the gun. We're talking about
you're right.
playoff wins. I just said division winner. That's it.
My point is like if they win the division, it's only because everyone else
Sucks.
shit the bed.
Yes, that is the exact reason. But Tomlin hasn't gone under 500 and can his entire career, and can Aaron Rodgers get you 2 more wins than they did? If that's the case, they went 9-8 last year. That makes them 11-6. How is that a bad season? What's that?
That man can coach his ass off.
Yeah, for lack of talent, he gets the most out of that talent, the most in the NFL. Very similar to Bill Belichick. Get the most out of your players.
So with the Vikings dropping this game and Carson Wentz throwing 2 picks, are we ready to stop faking the JJ McCarthy injury now? Did you hear that conspiracy?
No, but I'm all for it.
The conspiracy, and I think it's people say it tongue in cheek. Like I don't think people actually believe it. I'm sure there's some true believers that they're going to milk the JJ McCarthy injury because he looked so bad in the first couple games.
Good.
They're like, no, just just take your time. Don't worry about it. Like he's like, Coach, my ankle's fine. No, we just want to make sure. Like couple more weeks. Just watch.
I believe in Wentz. I do. I don't understand you through. How can you not believe in a company like this? Man was an ACL injury away from winning an MVP and a Super Bowl. Like if Nick Foles, the Philadelphia fan base does not give enough credit. The NFL does not give enough credit for what Carson Wentz was before that ACL injury. That team was a wagon, and that team went on with Nick Foles to put up 40 points against the Patriots in a Super Bowl victory. Carson Wentz was going to be the up-and-coming like Patrick Mahomes type of player at that time. Do I think he's had a bad rap since? Absolutely. Is he in a spot where he can resurrect his career a la Baker Mayfield? Yes, because he has a good team around him. Baker Mayfield just needed to be put in the right spot, and that right spot was 2 games in Los Angeles.
But you're saying this with
what?
You're comparing Baker Mayfield, who was with the Jets and the Browns, to poor Carson Wentz, who was with what organization? The Eagles, who had a good enough roster to win a Super Bowl. That's crazy.
I'm saying he hasn't been the same since an ACL injury, dog. What are we talking about? I'm saying he now has a spot where he has a chance. He wasn't going to play when he was backing up Patrick Mahomes because I think he was in KC a couple of years ago.
But the Baker comparison, because Baker was
because he has a chance to take over a spot, and maybe he gets a starting job somewhere of a bridge team and helps them win. Like Baker Mayfield was playing D lineman for the Carolina Panthers, and then he stupid. And then he goes and plays 1 game with the Rams, and the Bucks go, damn, you look good. Look what just happened with Sam Darnold. He is now a starter in Seattle because of what he did with the Vikings. So how can we not say that the skills the reason I'm not saying they're a Super Bowl contender. I'm saying I could believe in Carson Wentz getting you where you need to go, which is when JJ McCarthy went down, you go, oh, the season's over. No, the Vikings can compete in that division against the Packers and the Bears. It's going to go to the Lions, but they could compete because they have the tools, and Carson Wentz can be that quarterback. I believe in it. I'm not saying that everybody has to. I'm not trying to flip the script on making people believe it. I just think that he could do that.
Can I just throw a couple last little points out and tell me how much you hate them or love them? Sure. Number one, you're absolutely right. The Bengals need to call all 32 NFL teams, all 31 NFL teams, and try to get someone in as a new quarterback because Jake Browning is absolutely tanking this thing for the Bengals. Number 2, I think the Patriots are closer than we think. And I think that they have some really critical pieces in place. I like Drake May. I think he's the real deal.
Mhm.
They're just like stupid ass mistakes cost them the Steelers game. They could be 3-1. I think this team, if they clean some shit up, they could be closer than we think. I'm ready to put the fork in Bryce Young. I think it's just cooked, man, at this point. I don't see it. Like it's just another disappointing year. We're finishing up year 3. Maybe he has a Baker resurgence somewhere else. I don't know. And I had one more thing I wanted to throw out there. Oh, just this is for you, D. D, do you get any joy in moral victories knowing that your Saints are 3-1 against the spread this year?
No. No, because I said it. I said it at the beginning of the season. They will compete against every team that they play, but they will not win. It'll always come down to like a last minute drive that they just won't be able to execute, which did happen. At the last 3 weeks, that's happened. The Saints have had the ball with a chance to go up against the Bills, and they ended up having, I think, a turnover on downs, and the Bills scored on one play and put the game away.
Are they still starting Rattler?
Yes, and they should. Chuck doesn't belong on the. That's how bad he is. There's no talk of like, should we get the rookie in? Like other teams that have the rookies on their bench, is it time for us to do it? There's no talk of that. It's no Spencer Rattler is the quarterback. What do you guys? You think that it was a close quarterback competition in camp? No, it wasn't even remotely close. It was Spencer Rattler's job.
Was it a second or third round pick?
Second round pick for Tyler Shaw.
Jesus, man,
second round pick.
That's rough.
I don't need to go to, like I got my LSU hoodie on. I understand they lost, but like I'm in a happy place with football because I look at the Saints at 0-4 and go, at least we know we have to go for a quarterback next year. Like there's no way around it. There's no way that you could look at this team. They're gonna trade Kamara. It's gonna piss me off, but they need to hit the reset button. And in order for you to do that, you keep playing the way you're playing, competitive losses. And we finished the season 2-15, 3-14,
0-17.
Not 0-17. They'll find a way to get a win that's going to get them like the third pick instead of the second, and then there'll be 2 quarterbacks taken off back to back, and then we're screwed. So it'll work its way out like that.
I'm trying to see who are the winless teams right now. Try to see who the worst teams are.
Winless?
3 winless teams. Jets, Titans, and Saints. Is anyone going to go over this year?
Jets will get a win. Titans could. They have some internal problems, but great internal problems. I'm starting to like Camp more. The more I see him and the more I hear from him, the more I start to like him.
Their coach, Callahan's a fucking bozo.
Well, he didn't have a problem calling him out for it either.
In week 3? Because we didn't talk about it.
Specifically, probably not, but if you say it, I'll probably remember.
Their coach, they were in a critical situation. The opposing team called a timeout, and the coach was trying to make a decision whether to kick it or kick a field goal or go for it on 4th down. It was like 4th and 2. And the opposing team called a timeout. The coach still hadn't made a decision after the timeout, got the play in late to go for it, and got a delay a game. You were gifted a timeout to like figure your shit out, and he still botched it.
Coaches in the NFL like grind my gears, dog. I don't get it. But that organization could probably go over because of just the internal mess that they have already. Saints will find a way to beat the Panthers or the Falcons because the Falcons are inconsistent, unfortunately.
They're good at home. I don't know they're just awful on the road or something. I don't know what's up with the Falcons.
The Lions of the South.
I heard a crazy stat the other day about the Falcons, which happened last year too to them. When they are under center, they run the ball like 80% of the time, and when they're in the shotgun, they ran the ball 8% of the time. This year, again.
Same thing?
Yes.
So they get the home momentum, and then when on the road, everybody in the crowd's like, run!
Seriously, they took the
shotgun pass!
I don't get it, man. Did you disagree with any of the other points I had to make?
I don't disagree. I would just still pump the brakes, and this isn't even hater talk. Pump the brakes on the Patriots right now. Their special teams is like unreal. That is helping them gain the momentum in specific games. If they're not getting these punt return for touchdowns or kick return for touchdowns, they may be closer games that you'll start to see other issues that they have, which is the turnovers and the penalties. They're not being gifted. It's a special play to score on special teams, but those plays are what have helped them get wins. And you can't bank on getting a kick return or punt return touchdown in every single game.
Okay. Do you want to do some gambling picks?
Sure.
And, I'm trying to think. Do you want to revisit our fantasy takes as the last segment, or do you want to talk college football? Because I'm up for either.
We can do fantasy, and then I'll just do my recap for college football.
Okay, so let me find the Shane O'Mac because we need our music for the gambling picks. Hope you have good ones this week. Here we go.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money, money, money.
Dollar, dollar. Dollar, dollar.
All right, we had no picks last week because I was going solo. I think the prior week I went 2-1 and D went 2-1. So we're on a mini heater right now. I'm gonna give you my picks for the week. All right. So my first pick, I'm gonna go Giants plus 2.5 on the road against the Saints. Like we said, Danny Dimes, big first game out for the G-men.
Jackson Dart.
Who did I say?
You said Danny Dimes.
I do Danny Dimes. No, big first game, Jackson Dart for the Giants. I don't trust the Saints team. I know they're at home. I'm surprised they're a favorite. Giants had that momentum with a new quarterback, not a lot of tape on Jackson Dart. I like this team to rattle off a win, especially that pass rush against Spencer Rattler. My next pick, I'm going to go with Browns plus 3.5 at home against the Vikings. I know, D, you're big on your guy Carson Wentz as the comeback story. I think the Browns are going to be criminally underrated all year as far as point spreads are concerned, just because they're the Browns and Joe Flacco's their quarterback. But that defense is scary. I think they're going to give Carson Wentz a whole bunch of trouble this game. Do the Browns win? I don't know. But I think they can keep it within a field goal. I can see this being a Vikings field goal win. And then my final pick, I'm actually going to take the Panthers, strangely enough, at home against the Dolphins. Dolphins losing Tyreek Hill. I know they're riding a high because of the recent success, having a competitive game against the Bills, who've been kind of sloppy the past 2 weeks, and then getting a win against the lowly Jets. But I'm going to fade this. I'm going to zig with another zag. I don't think the Dolphins are that much better than the Panthers. Panthers are at home, a home dog. I'll take the 1.5 there. What do you think, D?
I like them. You took the one that I already had, which was the Giants Saints. I'm going Giants all day on that one.
Okay, you want me to? Do you want to start your picks back up, or do you want to just?
Yeah, go ahead. You can rip the music.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money, money, money.
Yeah, so to recap what you were just saying, I'm also in hard agreement with the Giants. I think that they're going to take that game on the road. So give me the points plus the win. This one's going to be a little bit not really controversial, but it's a tough one to take. But I'm taking the Lions over the Bengals at that 10.5. Give the Bengals, give them the points that they need. Reason is the Lions are that damn good. Their offense is really damn good. The Bengals defense is really damn bad, right? Amon-Ra St. Brown is going to catch 10, 12 catches, and Jamison Williams may catch 1 for 60. And then you have Jahmyr Gibbs. That's Jahmyr Gibbs. I said Jamar online too. You're going to have Jahmyr Gibbs that takes 1 for 60 yards for a touchdown. So, yeah, I think although it's a lot of points and it's on the road, that Bengals team is in turmoil. So I'm going – give me the Lions and I'll give you the 10.5 points. And then the last one, I know we kind of just ragged on them, but I think they're a team that's always going to put up points. And as long as it's not bad weather, that's where I think this may become an issue. But give me the Cowboys minus 2.5 against the Jets. I think that they'll go out there and put up points again. And you have the Legatron of the NFL, which is Brandon Aubrey. If it's only a 2.5 point spread and you got yourself a 20 to 20, what would be a game-winning field goal? 20 to 20 game, and you bring out Aubrey for a 60-yarder to win it, well, guess what? I win my bet. So I think I'm going with that one.
I like the logic on the Cowboys Jets game. I just don't love the Cowboys, especially on the road, but I like the logic of like, hey, -2.5. If this game is close, which we've seen the Cowboys have kept it close because of their offense. Brandon Aubrey could nail a game-winning field goal, will cover the 2.5.
70 yards.
I also looked at the Bengals. I'm like, who are the Bengals playing this week? And I was like, who are the Lions? That should be a good pick. But just 10.5 just felt like a lot. But I get what you're saying.
Look at the run that the Lions are on right now. Like that's the main reason I'm like 10.5 points is a lot. We understand that the Bengals don't look so good at all right now. They don't know what that they had. This is how bad the Bengals are right now. I don't know if you watched it last night, but in the game, they were down. They were losing to the Dolphins. Right? They played the Dolphins last night.
Who the Bengals? They played the Cowboys.
The Cowboys.
I'm sorry. They played the Broncos. Think of another.
They played the Broncos last night. They were down. They were losing the game. It was 4th and 2 with 4 minutes left. And they punted. They've given up. It's 4 games in. They're not fighting to try to win the game. They punted so that the Broncos could take 3 nail downs. It was like we were watching a Madden game. And they were like, hey, we conceded defeat. So, like, there's nothing that I would look at on the side of the Bengals that means that they're going to come out and be inspired to play football. And the Lions the last couple of weeks, 52 against the Bears, 38 against the Ravens, 34 against the Browns. Like, they're getting 30. I just don't think that the Bengals can get 20 to keep it close.
I think it's Zach Taylor is their head coach. Yes. I feel like
he's out of there.
Yeah, I feel like with Burrow not coming back, and if they don't bring in someone via trade, they're cleaning house after the season.
Get him out of there.
The Bengals are in a shit situation too. That cap situation with the top 3 guys on offense. They're probably going to lose their pass rusher this year, Henderson.
They wanted to pay T. We wanted T to get paid, but look what it does to your team.
Yeah, it's
can't even pay a goddamn backup quarterback.
The Bengals are going to be the ultimate what if team. We're going to look back on them in 10 years and be like, man, what if like whatever? Like they had a shot to win the Super Bowl. What's the old saying? Don't take it for granted because you might never get back. It might be the Bengals.
I'm hoping that Joe Burrow has a Drew Brees moment where all of the injuries that held Drew Brees back in San Diego led to them saying, well, we can't bring you back, dude. We don't think you're a good quarterback. And then a new coach goes to New Orleans and they bring in a new quarterback. Instead of him going to Miami, he goes to New Orleans. So let's see around contract time if good old Joe comes back to the Bayou and revives the Saints organization. That's what I'm banking on. Is it a dream? Yeah.
I wonder what, now this is just a little tangent, but I wonder what the Bengals would look like. And in all seriousness, I've ragged on Joe Burrow on numerous occasions on this podcast. I think he's a good quarterback. Like I say some of the stuff about Joe Burrow in jest. Like I'm just joking a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I just wonder what this Bengals team would look like if I forget the year for 2021. They didn't draft Jamar Chase and they drafted Penei Sewell instead. Because that was the big question at the time. Because Jamar is awesome. He's
great.
He might be the best receiver in the NFL. Jamar is that good. But the thing with Joe Burrow is,
does he need him?
Not does he. Well, look, I wonder what he would look like with mid weapons. But Joe Burrow gets hurt because Joe Burrow holds onto the ball too damn long, looking for a big play, and he does that with a shitty offensive line.
Yes, the worst in the last 5 years.
With his play style, if you would have just taken Penei Sewell, you would have seen his play style mesh better with Penei Sewell instead of Jamar Chase. Less injuries for Joe Burrow. This thing could look completely different, but he's not going to change. What makes him special is his ability to be fuck it, we ball. I'll take it. I'll take the hits. But ultimately, that's what his undoing is.
Yep, it is, and it's hard to watch QB1 go down year after year after year, unfortunately.
And he's not going to win a ring, and that's why I'll continue to just dog on him for no reason.
Of course. All
right, last segment, we'll get out of here. All right. So before the season, we did our fantasy special. We talked about who we like, who we don't like, all that stuff. We did a whole fantasy rundown. I just want to quickly, maybe like 5 minutes, kind of revisit some of those takes because I said earlier on, like I think accountability is very important. Some of the ones that we completely fucked up on, and some of the ones that we were actually pretty spot on. I have to say, I feel like I was more ratioed towards fucking up on the suggestions than getting right.
Yep.
I'll take my W's though real quick because I want to start off with the positive. Tyler Warren, huge W. That guy's a monster.
Yep, called that one. Said he could be tight end of the year.
Yeah, he's probably like one of the best 5 tight ends in the league right now. Top 4 tight end in the league. He's awesome. I'll take my victory lap on fading Derrick Henry and fading Saquon. Like Saquon's still good, but he's not producing like he was last year. Like there's no
100%.
doubt about it. The carries got up with him, and Derrick Henry again, like 31 years old. Like he's just not the same back as he was before. I'm trying to think of any other W's that I actually had that I feel proud of. Can't think of them right now. Do you have any W's you want to take before we go over where we completely missed?
I mean, it's tough for me to go back because I don't even remember the takes that I had for those. For me to remember who I was talking about being good or could have been good, we missed on. Oh, I was high on Trey Harris. He hasn't seen the field. Wide receiver for the Chargers, so I know I missed out on that one.
I know a joint take that we nailed.
Matthew Golden.
No, that we actually nailed. Like good.
Oh, nailed. Gotcha. Yeah, who?
Travion Henderson. We're like pump the brakes.
Yep.
He's
trying to tell you, Patriots fans.
You were like, he's going to be splitting carries with Ramondre. And then people are like, no, that's garbage. Ramondre sucks. He's not going to see the field. If you look at the carries, it's
50-50.
50-50 with a little bit of Antonio Gibson mixed in. So he nailed that.
Yep. I think I actually, one I will take credit for, as I said, this was going to be Drake London's breakout year. That I do remember saying because.
Well, he was a little mid earlier on, but this last week was his breakout day. I'll give you that.
He looks good with Penix Jr. versus every quarterback that he's had since then. Good take with look at that. I appreciate you being here, Sean. I can't remember what we said about Amari and Hampton because the Broncos backfield had Hampton, Harvey, right? No, Hampton is Chargers.
I got L for you afterwards.
Is Hampton Chargers or is he Broncos?
The Chargers running back.
Okay. And they had what's the dude from the Steelers that was Najee Harris? Yeah, right.
Najee's here now, so
he's taking over the carries. Yeah. Well, which one did you say that I missed completely bad on? What running back did I get it wrong?
Ashton Genty.
Why? No.
He's been pretty bad so far. He's been very from a fantasy point of view. He's been very disappointing.
I'll give you it from a fantasy point of view, but yes. Okay, I will take that one. I'll take that one. I'm not even going to defend it. You're right. Fantasy football wise, yes.
You need to eat the L2 on. I am not touching Christian McCaffrey in the first 2 rounds because he's been fucking amazing fantasy.
Top 10 pick. I think I said top 8. If he slides deeper in the round, sure. But I am not. If you're getting 10 points, 12 points from a top 5 pick, that's not good. Is he playing great this year? Yes, but we just talked about his point, what he's getting. 50 yards receiving, 50 yards rushing, and 1 touchdown, 2 touchdowns in 4 games. So he's averaging like 12 points a game, fantasy-wise. If that's what you want out of a running back 1 as a top 8 pick, sure. But that's not RB1 top 8 pick material.
I apologize. I feel like I'm piling on you. I'm gonna.
No. You're good, brother. Like I remember some of these things. I got a terrible memory, but I remember some of them.
I'm gonna eat the yell on. I was pounded the table about who's my boy in the Chiefs. Oh my God,
Xavier Worthy?
No, they're running back.
Isaiah Pacheco.
Yes, pounded the table with Isaiah Pacheco. Like he came back from a broken leg last year.
He was the first round pick 2 years ago. Why is he going in the 7th round? I remember that.
Was like 2 years ago. He was a first round pick. He breaks his leg. Everyone forgets about him. Yeah, dog. He's cooked.
I think you talked. You know who you talked up for me, and I think I drafted him because of you. I
apologize if it's bad pick.
It was Calvin Ridley. You talked up Ridley because you said he was getting a shit ton of targets in camp.
He was.
I drafted him because of that. I was like, Juno said he's getting. He's not good. His best game of the season was 7 points.
I just hold on hope for him.
He's got a chance. I'm not saying we're ranking in the first 4 games. If you're gonna give me the L for other people, I'm gonna give you this one. I'm trying to think who else.
I'll take the L on James Cook. I was like, hey man, he's producing with extreme efficiency last year. James Cook,
touchdown dependent, and what's he doing this year?
Touchdown dependent. James Cook, he's like, it can't hold. It's gonna fall off, and he's been awesome.
He's still touchdown dependent.
Yeah, but he's like a top 5 running back in fantasy right now, and I'll take the L on that one. I was wrong.
You know who we've been kind of off on, and I don't know if it's like anybody said that it was like spot on, but like I think we kind of underrated it. Travis Kelce. We keep calling him old. I'm not saying that he's like he's not Tyler Warren. I don't think he's getting it like 15 to 20 a game and like 20 targets and maybe 15 targets. But like Kelsey's been solid. I think he's like a tight end 5 right now, where he's getting you like 10 a game. You can't be mad at that for that offense. And tell you the truth, he may only get better as Rashid Rice comes back. Who knows? Like he may finish in the top 5 for tight ends this year in a position that is extremely difficult to judge. Like I know Kraft is up there. He's good.
It's probably has Bowers been good? I'm trying to think if Bowers.
Yeah, Brock Bowers has been the best.
I would say Brock Bowers has been awesome in fantasy. Tucker Kraft, Tyler Warren, has the
younger guys. Anybody that's not 25 or younger.
And Trey McBride's been good.
Yeah. Well, he's still younger.
Yeah.
I think he's younger. Good. The people that are 25 or 26 or younger are probably eating. Everybody else that has had a name, no. they're done. Ooh.
I'm taking a huge W.
Okay, I'm ready for it. You did. Yes. You
fucking nailed that one. Although I
hurt though now, right?
No, he's good. He's fine.
Okay.
He's been awesome for the Bucs. So I was big on like they love this kid in Tampa, Emeka Egbuka, like draft him. He's been fucking awesome. At the same time, I was also big on Matthew Golden, and he's been dreadful. Yeah. Although, is it his fault? Is it Matthew Golden's fault that he's dreadful?
No, I think it's the Packers' fault.
Yeah, they just spread the ball.
There's just so many receivers on that team. Romeo Doubs is now the number 1 there. So, like, every week it's a different guy, and when you have a different guy every week, you don't know who to rely on, and that's the issue with Golden.
I'm trying to think. Is there anywhere else we really screwed up? I think we were both high.
I was high on Dak. 100% was high on Dak, saying he's going to be a fantasy guru, and he has been. Like 25 points per every week. And a lot of people are like, oh, the team's trash. It's like, doesn't matter if your team's trash. Like, Dak Prescott is going to put up points every week.
And I'm sorry I keep doing this to bring you down after that. But I do remember you were high, and I fought you on this. And I was like, I don't know, D. You were high on Lad McConkey. And I was like, I don't know.
That's probably the biggest L of fantasy right now. He's supposed to be their 1. And then all of a sudden, Quentin Johnson.
Awesome.
Yeah, like people were talking about cut him, not trade. Like people were saying cut Quentin Johnston off the team. And Lad has just been 3 receptions, 2 receptions, 3 receptions.
This is wild. Yeah. Where do you think Quentin Johnson ranks as far as total points after 4 weeks in fantasy for wide receivers?
Well, he had a monster game, so he's probably top 5. Yeah, he had a one. I think it was week 2. It was either week 2. Well, I mean, you got to look at like the mean versus like the actual I guess
average.
Mean. Yeah, like the variance.
The
variance was the variance was like one game he went off for like 40. So like. Let's make sure that we bring that in there too.
Yeah, that's fair. I think we both with Jonathan Taylor were like, I don't know, man. I don't want to touch this Colts offense.
There wasn't anybody on the Colts offense that you could go for. Michael Pittman, we said that don't trust. He hasn't done anything as a receiver.
He's been all right. He's actually been solid this year. I have him on my team.
If you're talking about you have him as a flex, getting 8 points a game, sure.
Wide receiver 3.
Michael Pittman is the number 1 on the Colts offense. He's the number 1 receiver. So like he can't be giving you wide receiver 3 production as the number 1 option on the team.
I think those were some of the highlights of as far as like our takes are either really spot on or completely wrong.
What's your records in your leagues?
So I play you would like this. I play a median. So like you can get 2 wins a week or 2 losses.
Oh yeah, I remember you saying that. Yeah.
So I'm 4-4 right now. I started 0-4 and I've won the past 2 weeks. I literally my team, every guy I have has been completely disappointing.
Mm.
Like we're talking T. Higgins, disappointing. Tyreek Hill, not great. His leg's not great. My running backs, fucking drafted the Chiefs running backs. I was so high on him. That was a complete mistake. Xavier Worthy, his arm's been broken off. Kyron Williams, I was like high on him, and he's been fine.
Yeah,
like just disappointing. I do have Javonte Williams, which has been like a
great
good surprise.
And you said it. You're like, you like to draft the same people in your leagues. It's like, I'm about consistency. Devon A-Chain has been really good this year, and I have him in 2 leagues. I'm 4-1 in 3 leagues and 2-2 in the other. So we're 3-1. Sorry, 3-1 in 3 leagues and 2-2 in the other. So look good.
Is there no better feeling in fantasy just like by just randomly being like in the 15th round, or in my case, an auction, just like doing a $2 bid on a guy like, fuck it, I don't give a shit. Like, this guy's going to suck anyways, but I need to fill up my roster, and getting like a Javonte Williams out of nowhere. Yeah. Just like, what?
Where did he come from? Yeah, he goes from being like a potential flex bench player to your starter. Yes, that's what I thought Tracy was going to be. I was high on Tracy, missed that one. You said he got hurt, so I understand. But I was very high on Tyrone Tracy. Like, oh, he's the number 1 back there. He's not going to be the starter when he comes back. They're going to stick with Cam.
I don't think we talked about Travis Hunter. We didn't hype him up
because you were talking about having him as a 2-way player on your. You have defensive players in one of your leagues.
I spent a shit ton of money on him, Travis Hunter, as my cornerback, and he's underperforming the actual defensive backs of my team.
Yeah, because he's not the starter. He's a slot corner on dime packages. Jacksonville doesn't know what the hell to do with him, and it's so bad.
So yeah, I think we got some right, from the preseason. I think what the disappointing thing is about our preseason picks about fantasy is the things we got right were the players to fade. We didn't get the ones right to be like, yeah, draft this guy, he's going to be awesome. Because the guys we said to draft,
stay away from.
Yeah, the guys we said to stay away from were correct. The guys we said to draft were incorrect. So basically, we just named off players that all sucked.
Very true. So if you guys are in a spot next year when you need to make sure that you want to stay away from drafting people,
if we say the name
of our podcast, if you hear the name here on Frizz and the Grizz, just don't draft them.
Don't draft them. You'll do great next year. There's time to turn it around, D. Don't worry, we got time to turn it around.
I ain't got a shit to turn around. I'm 3-1 in 3 leagues.
Okay, look at you, Mr. 3-1 over here. All right, let's transition to closing takes. I haven't even thought about closing takes, but I think I'll figure something out in the next 10 seconds. Right, that's how that works.
The show is coming to an end. But first, it's time to get to anything we've missed. It's closing time. 1 segment, 2 takes. Now go.
All right, real quick before we get out of here, closing takes. It's a chance for me and Dee to do something that's off script, that isn't related to anything from today. I'm just going to be really quick because I don't really feel super passionate about this. I know it's not a great thing to say in the front end, but baseball playoffs started today, and the matchups are awesome. Like, this is, if you wanted to get into baseball, this is the time to do it. I apparently saw the ratings are up a shit ton this year, so like people are actually getting into baseball with the pitch clock change. But in the Eastern bracket, you have Red Sox Yankees first round, which is like the biggest baseball rivalry out there. And then the winner plays the Blue Jays, also in the same division. So it's basically like in football, if you had, I'm trying to think of a really good division.
Packers, Cowboys, and
okay, let's say this. If in football you had the Cowboys and Eagles facing off, and then the winner plays the Commanders, is like the baseball football equivalency. And then on the flip side, you have the Cleveland Guardians playing the Tigers, who, by the way, the Cleveland Guardians finished the season 13-1. They had like a 3% chance of making the playoffs. They finished 13-1 not to only make the playoffs, but win the division against who? The Tigers, who went 1-10 to finish. So you had 2 teams going the complete opposite ways, and they play in the first round of the playoffs. So it's a good time to get into baseball right now, is all I'm saying.
I wish I could, but one thing that I was actually really happy about today is at like 1 o'clock, there was a game on. So I watched it. It was under the background. I would think it was the Tigers versus, can't remember who it was that they were playing.
The Guardians.
The Guardians. You just said, sorry. I mean, I'm listening, but I don't remember the teams. But yes, I had that game on. I was like, oh, no, it's 1 o'clock. Like, if this were like consistent, I would watch baseball all the time. But
well, you always tell me you catch at the beginning of the season when they have those like
early games.
Early games, you'll watch them.
Yeah, but when it's like 6 o'clock, brother, I'm busy. I'm not searching for a baseball game. I'll tell you that.
Neither am I. All right, what you got for me, man?
All right, I haven't said it in a while, but like we are prime time, and in WNBA season, we missed out on giving the kudos to one of the best rookie seasons we've seen in the history of the WNBA. We talked about, and this isn't the bring one person down to build another one up. We talked about Caitlin Clark so much when she was a rookie. Paige Beckers is one of the most underappreciated rookies I've ever seen in the history of sports. This girl went out there, and the team that she's on, it's tough. She's on a very, very bad team. But this year, she went out there and she was averaging 19, 4, and 5, I think, with 2 steals a game. Like, she was the heart of the Dallas Wings. Like, not good whatsoever. To end the season, she was putting up points, like 40 points a game. It was ridiculous. So I'm proud to say, and it's awesome to hear that she ended up winning the Rookie of the Year. She was a first-time All-Star as a rookie. Again, something that doesn't happen all that often. She makes the All-Rookie team, obviously. She just missed out on being on the All-WNBA first team. So, like, big shouts and big kudos to somebody that I was able to watch all throughout UConn, gets to be the number 1 pick, and she was just as dominant as we thought she would be. She just hasn't gotten the limelight because she's not shooting 30-foot threes, right? She's just going out there and getting buckets like her last name says it is. So, hoping that they get a good draft pick. It says that they're the worst team. I don't know if it's like randomized lottery when they do drafts, but if they do, hopes are for the Dallas Wings to get a good player alongside her because she's going to be a special talent for years to come.
Yeah, I like Paige Beckers, and not all players have this, but she's got that dog in her.
Yeah.
She is a nasty, tenacious player. I love that.
You know what I'm hoping?
Yeah,
although it's not going to happen, I'm hoping that they are bad next year. Not for Paige, but because guess who becomes eligible in the WNBA draft in 2 years? Mrs. Juju Watkins. Ooh, if they were to find a way to get Juju and Paige on the same team, I'm telling you, the WNBA would break records when it comes to viewership if you had 2 bucket getters on the same team. That'd be dope. Wishful thinking.
She tore her ACL, right?
She's not playing this year.
Yeah.
She put it up post on social media saying that she's not going to rush the recovery. ACL injury, obviously.
Yeah.
She's not going to rush the recovery, and she's going to sit the year out.
Also, by the way, surprisingly feisty. I thought the Fever were dead in the water after losing Caitlin Clark.
They're a playoff team.
Yeah, didn't they? I don't know where they are, but
they're 2-2 with Vegas. I don't know if they play tonight though. They do play tonight. Yeah, they're 2-2 with last year's 2 years ago's champs, Asia Wilson and the Aces.
Vegas has to be up there. I think it's probably them and the Lynx as far as like the 2 best odds to win the championship, right?
Lynx were the number 1. Yes, they have the number 1 team this year. And Liberty are already eliminated, I believe. Last year's champs already got sent home.
And they fired their coach right after that.
Yeah, right after.
That's crazy. WNBA, we should have got more into WNBA this year.
I wish, but I mean, it's not basketball season yet, and we had so many breaks during the summer that like it was hard for us to follow along this year. But we still got next year.
Yeah, we'll bring it back. Speaking of bringing it back, we'll be back next week with some more content. But before that, D, get the people out right.
Oh man, it was cool to see that there was some people in here chatting. We appreciate you, big dog. GBA love when it comes to Sean that was out here. And y'all viewers that were out here on Twitch, you guys are watching us on YouTube, watching us on Facebook. We could not appreciate it anymore. Like we say, I wish we had a little bit more consistency behind the schedule. We're gonna stick to Mondays as much as possible, but life happens. We are full-time dads, full-time husbands, and full-time workers at work. But please make sure that you guys tune in when we are here live, usually on Mondays. You can catch us on social media when it comes to Facebook, social media when it comes to YouTube. Twitch is right here. Your boy _Frizz5. There's the QR code. You can click that and go to our website if you want. More importantly,
that's the QR code for the TikTok.
Okay, I was just about to hit that one. We have a TikTok. Find your boys, Frizz and the Grizz, for the latest takes and hot messages when people get pissed off and all we got to do is talk about Burrow. That's it. As soon as we mention Burrow, it's like the Beyonce beehive. People come out the woodworks to defend him, and I love it.
Also, you say anything nice about Jalen Hurts, people fucking love it too, which I like.
We talk enough about Jalen Hurts, but yes, catch us on the TikTok as we start to grow that platform. Website's also at the bottom, frizzandthegrizz.com. Please, please, please. I didn't say it last time that I was here. Hey, Agile Nate, appreciate you being in here. We wrapping it up too. I didn't say it last time we were live. Please make sure. Be a friend. Say something nice. You never know what it could do for someone. Make sure y'all take care of y'all mentals. The summer's over, but we still looking good. We looking fit because we taking care of our physicals. Take care of y'all chicken. Take care of y'all children. And we'll catch y'all on the rebound. Peace.
Now, D, I usually pick the closing thing.
I don't like what you're doing.
I usually pick a random, but I got to do one special closing one for my boy.
Oh, pour one out for him. Pour one out.
Pour one out for my guy, Mike Gundy. He's a man. He's 40. Come after him. And they did. He got fired. So one last one for Mike Gundy.
Get him out of there.
Should I retire the sound after this?
No, we still got to play it. Just, RIP each time we do.
RIP Mike Gundy. He's not dead, but his coaching career is dead.
Where are we at in society today? Come after me. I'm a man. I'm 40. I'm not a kid.